What's going on, folks? It's your man Jake here, right here on Geeked on Deftal Radio. This is Free.
Yo!
This is Chandler. And Megan is here.
Hi.
And we're all here, guys.
The gang's all here.
All right.
All right.
So this week we're going to be we're doing a little bit something different. The last few weeks we've been doing a lot of comic book stuff, but I figured this is a geek show. Let's get into some cartoons. So, you guys ready for some cartoons?
I'm ready for some cartoons. Yabba dabba do.
Everybody loves cartoons. If you're a geek, you're already watching cartoons and stuff. So, all right. Anyways, do we have any good news this week?
What's that?
Do we have any good news this week?
Any good news?
Yeah. Do we have anything?
Such as?
I don't know. I mean, we the last couple of weeks it was about Disney buying Fox. All the cool stuff that's possibly going to be happening at the
It's just more of the same. It's more about Avengers Endgames and basically coming off of Captain Marvel, what happened, how that's been doing, how that's been blowing the socks off of everything. I think what is it they're talking about now is how they're going to take Captain Marvel and make her gay or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to give her a girlfriend.
Stories. I just don't. I wonder where they come from.
They're supposed to give her a girlfriend.
What's that?
They're supposed to give her a girlfriend.
Well, I thought she kind of had. When you say girlfriend, you mean like a romantic girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
That's the rumor.
I really don't care.
Hey, you're vulgar.
As long as you don't screw around with my boy, and that's Captain America. He's Americana through and through.
Well, if you could, I mean, considering that he's probably going to be dead after this.
I didn't sign the contract, so yeah, just go ahead and write me out.
Yeah, they'll replace him with somebody else.
It's gonna be Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
Do not go there.
My Walking Dead episode aired.
Yes.
Yeah, and Free was talking about how graphic it was.
Well, I love the fact that it was graphic. I love the fact that it stuck with the whole format of the bad guy is really bad because the what's his name, the governor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he took out Herschel, right, and then of course Negan taking out. So this was like one of those come to Jesus moments where it's like, oh my God, Alpha is really bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. It was a great show, by the way.
Now I haven't been able to say anything.
I know. Like a few shows back, you're like, so what's gonna happen? You're like, I can't say nothing.
No.
Like, it's a $10 million contract. I can't do nothing.
No, it's not. But
yeah, great.
And then this you're excited.
Yeah.
Then, I was very excited.
Well, we were all excited for you.
Yeah.
So very
it's
cool.
my favorite show. I talk about it too much.
Well, your favorite show and E.T.'s your favorite movie.
I know. I almost brought E.T. this week. I'll have to bring him another week.
That's gonna be crazy. We're not gonna have room for that. Not unless we put it right here on top of the table.
Or like right behind.
Right behind.
Right here.
Yeah, I'll have him sit back there.
Yeah, just have. Does the neck get longer?
He's a life-size E.T.
But does the neck get longer?
No, he's no. But he's like movie quality.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's crazy. Well, this weekend we have WonderCon in Anaheim, so that's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be there. Who else could be there?
I'll be there. You'll be there. Megan, are you?
I'm out. I just got a new job, so I got to do that.
Oh, okay.
I got to be responsible.
Oh, the joys of growing up.
Wait. Are you implying that we're not responsible?
No, I just meant if I went, I would be.
Wow.
I would be screwing around a lot more than you guys would at a con.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, you know a lot more people than we. Well, maybe not Chandler, but a lot more people. Than
I wouldn't
we do.
be drawing comic books or selling comic books or getting autographs. I would be probably going to parties and.
You'd be experiencing the social element of the show.
Yeah.
That's the PC the description of it.
Right.
What?
I'm going to experience the social climate surrounding WonderCon.
Yeah, cosplayers and celebrities get kind of crazy at these conventions. So
you're all going to go party and drink. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, like, look, the last time we went, somebody handed out a flyer, and there was like, yes, the WonderCon after party. And there was like all these people and bands and stuff. I was like, what?
It's like this stuff here.
Man, where are you guys going to be at? So,
I will say this: we were at C2E2 this past weekend in Chicago. We were staying in the host hotel, which was the Hyatt, which is attached to the convention center. And we had an interesting experience Sunday night. Okay, we had Saturday night. Saturday night, we had an interesting experience where we were trying to get food delivered to us. I'm not going to go through the whole explanation because that would take me an hour, and I know you guys.
We have a schedule to run by.
Have that much time, but what it comes down to is I was down in the lobby, and oh my god, it was like it. It was just a mass sea of people
Drinking.
partying. Right?
It sounds like
drinking
Dragon
and
Con.
playing games and in costume and out of costume and just at what point I literally had to break out what I call my truck horn sound, and I'm like, make a hole, trying to get people to move out of the way so I can walk down the hallway.
It sounds like Dragon Con, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like Georgia
don't get me started with Dragon Con. I hate Dragon Con.
I love Dragon
Con.
I don't sleep for 5 days during that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, like this is the difference between work and play.
Yeah.
He works and you play.
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference between doing that at conventions. And I don't know, guys like Shelby Robertson, he does both. Like he'll go during the day and then like right after, I'm already dead tired and I got commissions to do at the hotel room and all that. And so does he, but he goes out and drinks till like 5 a.m, and then he does his commission at 6.
But part of this, he does part of his commissions while he's drinking. So
that's true.
Say, you see the change. You're going to see the change.
Lines going off.
It starts off with real nice, tight pencil work and stuff, and by the time it comes to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, pencil marks are off the page.
Like, hey, Shelby, where's this eyeball on the other side of his face?
He's like, that's an artistic license.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, awesome, very cool. I'm so glad that we got to talk about Walking Dead, especially you being a whisperer on the show. There's a lot of guys and girls that are in Hawaii that are listening, and right on, that are huge fans of the show. So when I told we got Megan Fisher from Walking Dead, and she's one of the whisperers. Everybody went nuts. They're like, she's a what?
Yeah.
And so, like, they started going through the books and all
so
that.
our viewership should jump from 2 to 3, right?
Yeah.
At least to 5.
They were really,
there we go. All right.
they were really secretive because the first episode I worked, so the very first appearance of the Whisperers, they actually used some PAs because they hadn't cast any Whisperers yet.
Oh, okay.
And they did that with Michonne too. The first time you saw Michonne, it was a PA.
Really?
Because they hadn't cast Denai yet. And
Wow.
Hood,
Wow.
with
So that first introduction
Yeah.
to her
it was a PA.
Wasn't even-
PA?
Yeah.
That's right, because you don't see her face.
No.
So for those of you out there that don't know what a PA is production assistant, which is basically a background person that helps with the production off camera. So to get a PA I want to be that PA. It's like, actually, that Michonne right there, that's me. Right? So that's actually kind of cool.
So there was 20 of us on the first episode I worked on, and then when I went back, there was 10. And I actually was living here when I was still working on it, and I kept getting called back. And it's kind of like if Marvel or Walking Dead text you, you go.
You go.
And so they had texted me like I was only here like 2 weeks, and they were like, "Can you come back?" And I was like, "Yes." And I went back for 5 days, and then I had a flight here, which I landed, and then they asked me to come back 12 hours later. So I got on another plane and I went back.
I went back to
And of
Atlanta.
course, she
Yeah.
gave the same answer, and it was yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be there.
No, it was yes. Are you kidding me? Like,
Or was it
what?
hell yeah?
I think I worked. I didn't sleep, and I went straight to set from my flight.
Well, luckily, in your role, it looks better if you don't sleep.
Well, but on those things, you have to be
That's The
really,
Walking Dead. She's a part of the Whispers. Like,
I'm so tired she walks
You
like
think
She's
this.
also looks like a zombie.
but you have to be really attentive because even though we have, PAs in charge of us and stuff, the director often will watch us, and if he thinks you're not paying attention, you won't get used.
Wow.
They did that with Marvel.
Well, I mean, it's a cutthroat business. I mean, you know more than anybody else, so I'm glad you're still on it. I'm glad you made the cut.
I didn't
I
die
gotta,
yet.
I got to tell you, it's if you're talking about a show that has a lot of action in it, you're going to sit there and you're going to have marks on the ground that normal people wouldn't recognize.
Yeah.
Actors know exactly what they are. She knows what I'm
I think
referring
it was
to.
the preview for 13. Beta's walking with a group of people, and Daryl shoots an arrow into somebody's head. And if you rewatch it, one of the walkers fell, or the stunt person fell on the walker's foot, and it actually hurt her foot in real life. But she went with it because she couldn't be like, "Oh, my foot" on camera when she's supposed to be dead.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't understand that when they say cut and they have to re-roll or whatever, it costs money. You know, I mean, digitally now, yeah, it's different from when you actually had film, but it still costs money and time. So every time somebody messes up, you're like, okay, back to one. That's like $5,000 right there.
The big productions I've been on, like Marvel, Walking Dead, Hallmark movies, they'll redo it 1,000,000. And so you're there a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if this show was done on film?
Well, that's the thing is, on the originals, they actually used an old film camera.
Yeah.
With the old
really?
film. Yeah, they did that for the flashback scenes.
To get a certain kind of...
And they had it, they were
look.
cranking it. Yeah.
That's awesome, see? Insider news. So, very cool.
Very cool. Definitely very cool that you are... that your episode aired, and we're all happy for you.
Yeah, that was my second one. So I don't know if I'm going to be on this finale or not, because we did film stuff for it. But I don't... You never know.
Well, cross your fingers, guys.
Right?
Cross your fingers. Anyways.
And your toes.
Anything else, guys? You guys want to talk about... I mean, you said WonderCon this weekend. You got C2E2 last weekend.
Well, and you're going to be at WonderCon too, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So.
It's show number 9 in 10 weeks for me.
Oh, boo-hoo, I'm making a lot of money, and I get to hang out with
I know, I
celebrities
wish
and
I
stuff.
could go.
Oh, I hate my life.
Okay, yeah, but you know, let's not include the lack of sleep in there and everything else, and just being darn right tired. I'm looking forward to having the month of April off.
Right.
Then we ramp up in the month of May again, and it's all crazy.
That's true. But I want to give a shout out to Sharon. She's the one that's actually at the Desert Wind table, taking intakes and doing all the books and everything, getting them all organized. Chandler gets to have fun. I mean, he works. Don't get me wrong. He does work. But he gets to have fun doing interviews and everything. While her and all the rest of the
I'm out on the floor.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it was funny because with C2E2, I had already covered the floor by the show opened at 10 o'clock, and I had already covered Artist Alley as well as the autograph area by noon.
Man.
That's walking every single aisle.
That's like 8 miles in 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
and
crazy.
you know, it's just basically what I call touching everyone. You know, as far as just, you know, making contact with each person I know, and
keeping it above the
setting
waistline.
stuff up. Yeah, setting stuff up, finding out when they're going to be signing, when they're going to be sketching, etc. You as an artist know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Sit there and you have that schedule set as to when you want to sign and when you want to sketch, so you can concentrate on your drawings.
Gotcha.
That was over at McCormick Place, wasn't it?
What's that?
McCormick Place?
Yeah.
Nice. That place is huge.
Yeah, basically Artist Alley, they had it broken down into A to Z, you know, as far as each aisle. And then along the back side of the convention center was all the celebrity autograph areas, which some of the creators, like Mark Silvestri, was back in the autograph area, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, it was just, but you had George Perez and Chris Claremont right across from each other.
Chris Claremont!
By the way, Chris says hi.
You better. We say hi every week.
I know, every week.
Chris says hi.
With the exception of
it was funny because on Friday George was not there. George was not there Friday. He was there Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, he sits down at his table, and the line's already started. And he sits there, and after about an hour or so, he stands up, walks out, starts walking further out, and he's looking at the line, and he's looking, and he's looking, and he's going, how far does that line go? To the edge of the building, George. Okay, everyone, just let you know I'm going to be taking a break at about 1 o'clock, and then I'll come back at 2. You know, just don't go anywhere. It took him all day to get through his line.
See, another thing
it was
is
insane.
Before his health issues arose, he would be the guy that would come 2 hours before the convention open, so that the vendors and all like the artist guys would be able to get their sketches and sign. Then he'll do all day without a break. And I've actually been there in Hawaii when he's done this, without a break all day, and then 2 hours after they close, because people are still in line.
He's still there.
And now that he's retiring, people are going to get in that line even more so.
Yeah,
So,
I think he started at 9:00 in the morning, Saturday morning. The show opened at 10, and he knew that there were already going to be vendors and stuff like that lined up for him, which there were. But same thing with Sunday morning, and he was there all the way up to the very end. 5:00 rolled around, and showtime is over with. Show's completely done. Lights are coming down,
and he's still going.
He's still there signing. He's signing.
He's my convention
taking
inspiration.
Pictures with staff members and stuff. He finished up with the staff, and was always very gracious with the staff and thanked them for what they do. I was able to have a nice conversation with them. We're hoping, knock on wood, we're hoping that George is going to be joining the Legends tour.
Very cool. Very cool.
We'll be able to continue to get stuff signed by him, even though he will be taking retirement from the con circuit. He
will still be doing private signing.
He was open to the idea of being part of the Legends tour, so we're excited about that.
Man of the people.
He really is, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like I mentioned this just now. He's actually my con inspiration because of his work ethic when he does conventions. It's insane. Like I'll do that for Free Comic Book Day and I'll do it for conventions, but not at his level. And when I get to that level, that's who I want to be.
Anyways, when we get back, guys, we're going to take a commercial break. When we get back, our top 3 topics of the day. Stick around. We are back, folks, and we are ready for our top 3 topics of the day.
Deftal top 3 topics of the day.
Okay, topic number 1. Do you have a favorite classic cartoon that you wish would come back? Start with Megan. Since you haven't been here
I know.
the last couple weeks.
I've been on a sabbatical.
It's a sabbatical.
So my mom's favorite comic when she was younger was Richie Rich. And so she would get me a lot of the older comics, but also some of the, I guess, like new age ones that were in the 80s. But you don't really see, I know that that's still like a character.
We're talking about cartoons, though, not comics.
Are you talking about like TV cartoons?
Yeah, like cartoon. I guess Richie Rich could be one too,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Richie
well,
Rich
they
was a
did
little
have
cartoon
a
in the
cartoon
80s,
for
yeah.
him, yeah.
So you want to see Richie Rich come back?
I mean, I really like that storyline.
I don't remember. I just remember Richie Rich, and then who else did he have? Did he have a butler too?
He had a butler and he had his dog Dollar.
Dollar, yeah.
Oh, that was the best dog ever.
Yeah. But he always had like all kinds of eccentric stuff. It was
Right.
cool.
Dude, I used to watch that cartoon. It was like early 80s, I think, when the cartoon came out.
Yep. Yeah.
Early 80s. Do you remember that cartoon? Kevin?
Which one?
Richie Rich.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. Remember, there's a generation between me and you guys, okay? So
Keep in mind, he's only like 5 years older than I am, but whatever.
yeah, right. You wish.
I'm 43. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you? I'm 43.
You're 43?
Yeah. Well, 44
Okay.
yesterday.
Let me put it this way.
Happy birthday, Free.
I could be your father.
Okay, so you're
Free.
Father.
I am your father.
no. Well, okay, yeah.
Your 10-year-old.
I like Rottweilers. Yeah, I want the
We'll just
dogs.
leave it at that, okay? We'll
So,
leave it at that.
So Richie Rich, actually, that's actually a good one, because when you think of cartoons, you think of like, G.I. Joe and Transformers, that kind of thing. But they've actually been consistent in regenerating themselves over the generations. So, and I haven't seen a new Richie Rich in.
Did they
20
ever try to
years.
bring it back?
I don't think so. I think that once they made the movies, everything went to
Well,
live
it's kind
action.
of outdated because back then it was in a different time when it was created. You know, coming out of I wouldn't say the Depression, but almost. And then now it's like people are fake rich online. So
Right.
it's not as shocking. There's not as big of a divide.
That is true. And I don't think you'd ever see Richie Rich put a stack of money to his ear. I don't know what that's all about.
Rappers do.
Rappers
Yeah.
do. It's just ridiculous. And Richie Rich he always wore a suit, but he never wore like gold chains or anything. You know what I mean?
No.
That's when you know you're really
Anywhere
rich.
bling?
When you don't need the bling. You're like, yeah, I own half the planet.
Yeah.
Like my parents can literally just go to the moon and if they want.
I could see him wearing if they updated him, I just see him wearing that gold chain.
I feel like
with
Dollar
the
had
coins.
one though. Dollar had a chain.
Did Dollar have a chain
Yeah,
with the symbol on it?
Yeah, dollar sign.
I know that his spots were money symbols. I remember that. I used to love that. I was like, oh my god, I want a Dalmatian with spots like that. My mom was like, yeah, Dalmatians don't come like that.
Sorry.
So can we just
Reality check. Did he have an antagonist? I don't remember.
I don't recall.
They were always like adult figures, I think, that were supposed to
Right.
be. But I think it was a situation where you didn't see all of them most of the time.
So if you're online, and go ahead and put in the comments if you know Richie Rich's, I guess, rival.
Main antagonist.
His main antagonist, his villain.
They always got to have one, but I don't.
But he
remember.
was a kid.
Yeah, I know.
But then I think he did have one, and he was another ultra rich kid, but not as rich as Richie, and so he was all jealous of him.
Could be.
I for some odd reason I remember that.
All right, we got to move along.
Okay,
Free.
for me, okay. So now again, I bring up like Thundercats and Silverhawks and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. But they've had remakes before.
Mm-hmm.
One of the cartoons that really stuck with me when I was a kid, and I still can't find it on DVD or anything, are the Paw Paw Bears.
Oh man!
And I don't know if anybody here knows who the Paw
I
Paw
know
Bears
the
are.
Paw Paw
The what?
Bears.
The Paw Paw Bears. They were like little itty bitty bears. They're really cute, but they were like an Indian tribe.
Mhm.
And like they had a totem pole.
Sure,
and
you're
all
not
that.
talking about Ewoks?
No,
No, it's
It's
called
Paw Paw
that's
Bears.
this is what I'm talking about. Nobody knows about it. And
I'm
so
the only one, bro.
every time I go to a convention, I see like those guys that sell DVDs of old,
Yeah.
Kikaida and
Mhm.
Ultraman and all that. I'm like, do you have Paw Paw Bears? They're like, oh no, we don't. We wish we did, but for some odd reason, we can't find the masters for that. But yeah, Paw Paw Bears would be awesome to see. Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Pirates of Blackwater. See,
Okay.
I'm going. I should only have one, but you know me, I have like 17 of them. But
We're talking what, 1980 circa?
oh yeah,
Like
easily
83,
early
84.
I think it was probably
Okay.
70s.
It's
No, that's
But
80s.
The Paw Paw, that's before me. I was 85.
Yeah, it was like 83.
Mine was
Yeah, I
like
think it was
My
like
Little
80
Pony, Rainbow Bright, and the end
I
of
used to like
Strawberry
Rainbow Bright.
Shortcake.
I used to like strawberry shortcake. They smell good.
Yeah, they
So
still smell good.
Paw Paw Bears.
But Paw Paw Bears would be my one that I would love to see come back. I don't think it can because of the political aspect of.
Was that Hanna-Barbera or was
Yeah.
that was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, right?
And I think because it's based off of the Native American.
Yeah, I just looked at the picture.
Situation.
They're dressed up like
Yeah, see here,
Indians.
look.
I'll post it. You guys will get to see it.
All Paw Bears. So it actually exists. Just to let you know. But yeah,
Paw
that'd
Paw
be
Bears.
mine. What would be yours?
Mine would be, I'm going to go way back, and this is actually before my time. And we haven't seen good episodes from these guys in a while. But Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tom and
How
Jerry.
violent was
See,
that?
now you're getting over to my era.
So Tom and Jerry, they did some really cool episodes. Like they would incorporate jazz and like some of the interaction was like you could tell that it was adult theme, not adult theme, but like some of the situations were mature, but as a kid you were like, oh, that's cool, whatever.
Right, like just getting smashed with hammers and everything.
Yeah, or like even like there was an episode where there's a really good looking cat, female cat, and then
Wow.
Tom was trying to like holler at her, and he's like smoking a cigarette. And, like, wow, like smoke. Well, I mean, back then it was okay to smoke a cigarette in a cartoon,
Right.
but you can do it nowadays. So Tom and Jerry is mine.
Tom and Jerry's a good one.
I would love to see them come back. Not like if there was anybody that would do a Tom and Jerry cartoon again, I would like to see it done by the same people who did like SpongeBob, because
That's
they
crazy.
know how to balance that like adult humor with like just it being a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
SpongeBob is another one that, like, you don't really realize how, like, they're double entendres and
Yeah.
innuendos and everything.
Yeah.
And then later on, you look at it like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
Is he talking about a whore? Well, what? So,
Last one, second one, if I have one, real quick. Mighty Mouse. I bring back Mighty Mouse. So they had a cartoon in the late '80s The last time they had, they had a cartoon in the late 80s. That was awesome. Like it was, I think it was even before like SpongeBob came out. SpongeBob was what mid 90s?
Yeah, around there.
Mid 90s, right?
That's it.
So yeah, the Mighty Mouse cartoon came out from the same camp, actually. I think the same art house in the late 80s, and that one to this day still cracks me up. So Mighty Mouse and Tom and Jerry. Chandler.
Oh gosh. Let's see. How about Felix the Cat?
Ooh.
Man, you're going like this is so generational. It's not even funny.
That's what I'm saying. Felix the Cat. We have
Betty Boop.
there's Felix the Cat. There's obviously you're talking about the Warner Brothers. You know, whether it's the Roadrunner or whether it's Wile E. Coyote, whether it's Bugs Bunny, Tasmanian Devil. I mean, just all that is vintage 1960s. Felix the Cat goes back to 60s, even I think a little.
I think it goes back to the 40s.
They tried to bring him back maybe 10 years
50s?
ago.
Yeah,
Because they had
remember
like
that.
kids' meal toys at Wendy's. For
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
Oh
remember that.
man, now I gotta look on eBay. It's like I could have gotten the kids meal for like $2.99. Now I gotta pay for like $300 for it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean that's what I grew up on, you know, and actually going into the 70s, this show that I used to watch all the time, which had the cartoons on it, was Banana Splits.
Oh.
The Banana Splits.
I remember
You know,
that.
watching these buffoons in giant costumes bouncing around all over the place. They're I guess to a certain degree that's where I get my off the wall kind of idea or style from, is just, you know what, just let it hang out. They let it hang out.
Yeah,
they
Banana
just
Splits
went,
is crazy.
they were crazy, just off the wall. There was no sense of logic to them. It was just have fun.
So that was in the 60s and 70s, Banana Splits? So
Yeah.
you know everybody in those suits just had like acid all over their forehead. Like they just like, yeah, okay, yeah, smoke break, or yeah, just drops of LSD. Just put the head back on and okay, roll it. So, but yeah, no, Felix the Cat is actually really good. And I just watched a tutorial on how this one cosplayer did Betty Boop.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, she did a really good job on that. But, like, she showed the original to the song that she was singing. And, you know, boop, boop, beep, boop, and all that stuff. Oh, my God. It kind of brought me back. I was YouTubing that for like 3 hours. So, yeah, the black and whites. And especially, okay, and again, controversy in cartoons back then. Nobody thought, oh, my God, like Bugs Bunny is in drag.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And kill the wabbit, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Well, that kind of goes into the next topic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so Richie Rich, Paw Bears, Felix Cat, Tom and Jerry, / Mighty Mouse. All right, topic number 2. As soon as I pull this up. Do you remember a cartoon that would be considered risque for today's audience?
So he was just saying Bugs Bunny and drag.
yeah, Bugs Bunny in drag. How much violence? I mean, literally, like,
Come on, look at the Roadrunner. Look at the Roadrunner.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at what he did with Wile E. Coyote. How many times did you see Wile E. Coyote get blown up?
oh, yeah.
You know, stick of dynamite or whatever,
Falling off a
Acme,
cliff.
you
I
know,
think
or drop off the cliff or whatever. And you know what? Back then, no one took it seriously.
Yeah.
No.
And now it's
It is
like,
fun.
oh my God, how is it going to affect our children?
So
Really?
my generation was
Come
kind
on,
of the
it
ones
makes
that
people laugh.
the kid would watch stuff and then do it. And I think part of that is the helicopter parenting maybe to blame.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, yeah. Like, I wasn't even allowed to watch Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Anything with violence?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. No, nothing. I had to sneak watch all of it.
Oh my!
You
Are you
what?
serious?
Yeah,
What did you do?
because we
You
weren't
have to
allowed to
sneak
watch it.
all
Because
of
kids
it.
were, like, beating each other up watching that stuff.
Yeah.
But that was the fun part, though.
Or
It's like,
Beavis
okay,
and
everybody
Butthead.
got their sticks. Okay, cool.
Oh, Beavis and Butthead.
I
is a
remember
different
there was an
story.
episode where some kids, right after it aired, like lit the other one's hair on
Yeah.
fire.
See, again, that's where stupidity comes in. Like, back when we were growing up, it's like, okay, we know not to jump off a cliff, not to use an umbrella to, you know, try
save yourself.
Like, for me, again, controversy-wise, the WB stuff, like all the Looney Tunes. I mean, you'd have them shoot the what's his name, Daffy Duck in the face, and you see his bill just go right. I mean, little things like that. There's bugs and drag. There's all these different things.
I mean, if you think about it, there's actually a lot worse things that I've seen in the past. There's
Oh yeah.
even Disney's not safe, right? So Disney had, was it Song of the South?
Yep, Songs of the South,
Song of the South,
the Tar Baby, and all kinds of
yeah, like a lot of
racially
But if you watch Disney Channel now, a lot of the shows are, you're like, whoa, what?
right.
yeah.
Like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, they have these shows where they're making it where it's like 13-year-old kids.
And the kids are like back talking their parents and
Yeah.
like saying like
I'm like-
sexual innuendos.
So I mean, it's always been there. I think controversy has always been there, and everybody's trying to push the envelope so that they can get new viewers. But like Chandler was saying, like back in the days, the stupid things would stay in the cartoons, and they wouldn't be
And no one
translated
would
into
take it
real life.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No one would take it seriously. I sometimes wonder if you just the way that kids are raised these days is so different in the sense that it just
They're not allowed to
Talk
be
yeah
reprimanded at home. They're not allowed to be reprimanded at school. They do whatever they
Right.
want. A lot of them don't have parents.
like back in the days, I used
yeah,
to get
or
my
the
butt
parents
whooped.
are they're too jobs,
Too
so
busy,
they're,
yeah.
they're- yeah, it's
'Cause the women are working
It's
too.
real sad. You look at society today versus society 40, 50 years ago, and I mean, it's so different in the sense of what it's like for the family unit.
Yeah,
You look at the family unit from back in the 60s and 70s, even 80s for that matter, versus the family unit of the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
It's
well, I mean,
so different.
I mean, I got to be honest. When I did something stupid when I was a kid, my mom mostly my mom, would take off her flip flop and just whoop my butt.
Yeah.
Right? Because then I knew that there's repercussions to my actions.
Now it's like child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even then,
It's like the phone comes out. I'm calling Child Protective
right?
Services.
It's like just because you got spanked on the butt, all of a sudden you can't do that because now your kid has a phone, right? You go to school. I remember going to a Roman Catholic school, and my ear almost got ripped off because I was being such a bad kid. My fault, right? Because I knew what was going to happen. I still
How
did it
many
anyway.
times did you get hit with the ruler
Oh,
over the
you have
hand?
no idea. There's a sister. There's a nun called Sister Helen, and she used to. I mean, she brought hell, and hell came with her, man. And so, but back then, you learned how not to do things because she's like, oh, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to get my butt whooped, or I'm going to have to go to detention and pick up trash for 3 hours. There's a consequence to your actions. Now, kids are more entitled because of the fact that you can't touch them. You can't tell them you're going to get detention. They're going to say, "Screw you, I'm not going," and there's nothing you can do about it. You're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, I guess you're not going."
Basically, look at kids today, and I'm going to use this word, and this word, when it describes kids today
I'm
versus
nervous.
kids of past, respect.
Yeah, they don't have any respect.
No, not at all.
It seems that the word respect does not even exist in the vocabulary today, especially of a kid, because they don't know what respect is. They have not been taught respect. Me growing up, my brother growing up, you learn respect real
Right.
fast as a kid. It's
Right.
something that is instilled in the household. And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about sitting there and having, someone who's a military man or something. You didn't
Just
necessarily
normal
have
respect
that. It was
levels.
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Your
you were
teachers
raised
and
that
stuff.
way.
Well, let's get back to subject, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. Left turn.
So again, controversy-wise, I think the WB had really controversial stuff, and that started the whole trend of what can we do, like SpongeBob and Beavis and all that. All of that came from the fact that WB and Bugs Bunny and all
It was
that.
WWB was the
WB
big
was
one.
the
Because
catalyst,
they had stuff from World War II that was like
right? Like, is that a Nazi? No, it doesn't have the Nazi symbol. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there was a Bugs Bunny that was dressed like a Nazi.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And they're just like, oh, let's pretend that didn't happen.
You see
Like,
something
oh,
like that
that's-
nowadays, man, it's game over.
I was going to say Scooby-Doo was one because obviously Shaggy was high the whole
Right?
time.
And Scooby snacks.
And they're feeding the dog drugs.
Right?
And there was a lot of stuff in that show.
I mean,
it would not fly today.
And I hate to say it, but like they weren't even are they supposed to have been adults?
Then they were kids. They were supposed to be
kids
teenagers.
driving around the country.
Yeah. They like stole the van. They were out late,
Right.
breaking into people's houses.
See, we don't think of that now. Well, like back then, we were like, oh yeah, they're just gonna go to a random house and take the mask off.
Trying to stop crime and
right,
stuff.
trying to stop. But in reality, they're breaking in. They're doing all these bad things.
Was Shaggy the only one that could hear Scooby? Or no?
I think
No,
they all did,
they
but
don't.
he's the only one that could actually understand them. Like,
Yeah, because he was
words.
probably on acid or something.
right? He's like, yeah, man, that's like you're right, Scooby. Let's go get
Bro,
him.
let's go, man. Yeah, no, totally off subject, but there's a mystery machine that drives in here and drops off stuff at
Oh, really?
buildings over here. Yeah, I was coming out of the building and then all of a sudden the mystery machine drives by. I'm like, what?
They're smoking weed,
What?
but
Yeah, they're supposed. Going back to the subject though, Scooby Doo and the what were they called? Do they have a name for that whole group?
do you remember
Yeah, it's I can't remember the name of it. It's something gang.
the mystery gang or mystery team?
Do you remember, Chandler?
I didn't hear part of the question.
What was that group called? Like Scooby Doo and all them. Like, did they have like a?
Oh, it's
The
Mystery Tour?
What's the mystery van?
Well, it's a mystery van, but I'm Scooby Doo and the
And again, you didn't really think
Mystery
about
Incorporated.
Mystery Incorporated, Mystery Inc.
But
okay.
I think Fred would always just say, "Come on, gang."
Right? But at the same time, you got to think about like how are they getting their money
Mhm.
to put gas in the tank to go to all these?
Well, I have an answer for you. So it's funny that you brought that up because last night I was watching Scooby Doo. last night I was watching Scooby Doo.
Nickelodeon, right?
No, it was on. It was like a YouTube video,
Okay.
and then they're like, "Hey, gang, let's go visit my uncle." Blah blah blah. And he's gonna, he's gonna treat us out or whatever. His uncle is freaking Bobby Flay.
Oh, it was a new one.
It was a new one.
Yeah,
so-
the new ones have a lot of people on them.
But
Really?
they've all,
Yeah.
that cartoon's always had a history of having celebrities on there. Like, for a while they had the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah, I remember
And I
that.
think they even have, did they have Laurel and Hardy?
yes,
I think
They
they had,
did.
they had Laurel and Hardy.
So,
They had
yeah.
Abbott and Costello.
Oh, no, it was Abbott.
Okay.
I think it was Abbott and Costello, yeah.
But
So,
that's a good one,
Yeah.
Scooby Doo. I never thought of that.
Scooby-Doo.
like,
mine
yeah,
was
they're all
mainly
drugged
just
out.
because of the drug
Oh,
use.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about cartoons and how they translate today. Look at the Archies.
Oh,
Well, that's-
like Riverdale.
Riverdale. Big
Yeah.
Cow.
You look at the Archies and how they were Americana.
Yeah.
Back when they were first created, and
now there's like
you know,
murders and
now you have this TV show called Riverdale where they've taken the characters and totally turned them the other way.
Like going back to the original Archie, though, I'm thinking like again, there's that love triangle between Betty, Veronica, and Archie,
Yeah,
right? And then you had Moose and whatever her
you
name
had
was.
Reggie, you
There's
had
Reggie. And Reggie was a bad guy. Like honestly, he did some crazy stuff. Like because he hated Archie so much that he would sabotage all the time. But Archie like treated Betty pretty bad. Like every time you're like, oh yeah, you want to go to a dance? You want to go to a sock hop together? Sure, why not? I'll be there with you. All of a sudden, Veronica comes over. Hey Archie, you want to do my homework? Sure. And all of a sudden, Betty's like sitting there like,
That show actually, so this is a little off topic, but that show set a standard for the other shows filming because one of the actors fell asleep driving home one night. And
Wow.
so after that, anytime we would go shoot not at the studio, because when I was working on the originals or other sets too, they would buy the actors hotel rooms because they didn't want anybody getting
Right.
killed.
right? Like, you know, a lot
And
of
it was
times-
that show that set the standard for it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, there you go, insider stuff.
Because
too.
one of the actors, yeah. It was
Well,
really bad.
especially after doing 12, I mean, 12, 14-hour days,
Sometimes 20-hour days.
right? And then you have to drive 2 hours back because California sucks and everything is like 30, 40, 50, 2 hours away from where you live. Literally, I want to go to a Walmart in San Diego. I have to drive like like 20 miles. Yeah, it's crazy. And I was like, why is it Escondido? It's ridiculous, dude.
Oh
Everything.
my god!
California miles actually do exist. But anyway,
All right.
but yeah.
So,
On to the next.
you guys ready for the next topic?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics versus the cartoon?
Are you talking about the new cartoon or the 80s
No, when it
cartoon?
first came out in the 80s, like, for me personally, like I've read the original Eastman and Laird black and white, dark, gritty, violent comic, and then when the cartoon first came out, I was like, what is this Disneyland crap? I'm like, I didn't like it at all.
By the way, if any Disney people out there, it's not crap.
Sorry.
Disney's lovely. I love Disney. I don't know if it's-
What else can I?
They made it goofy for kids, probably.
Yeah,
because they
no,
knew
I
it
get
was
it.
violent. Like, and my parents wouldn't let me watch it for that reason.
Right.
But it was super goofy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Michelangelo and all
yeah,
that.
I mean the pizza thing and
Well, first off, question.
Yeah.
Okay, when did you say that it came out in cartoon?
it's like late
Like
80s,
83, 85, something like
no,
that?
it's like 88, 89.
Oh, really?
Okay, that I looked because I'm sitting there thinking I don't remember it in the 80s, but yeah, it started in 1990.
Oh, was it
Well,
90?
the
Started
cartoon
in
is in
1990.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Wow.
I was close.
but what it was. Or wait a minute.
But I will say this while you're looking that up, I did love the first movie.
So
Oh, yeah, the first movie is a
I
classic.
think my friend Billy did the Turtles in the first movie because he did Stay Puft also. Made them.
Like, made them? Like,
Yeah,
actually
made 'em.
Oh, that's dope.
constructed? That's awesome.
And then if you want to go see life-size ones at the museum in Boulder City,
Mhm.
the Monster Museum,
Are you serious?
they have not from the movie, but they have replica ones. there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
but they're cool. You can go take
Yeah.
a picture with them.
We should, you know what? We should do a traveling show one day. We all just hop in the car and just do a
It's
show.
at
like,
Tom Devlin's Monster Museum.
Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. There's your shout out. So,
No, but yeah, it's cool because they're like life-size.
oh, that's awesome. Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm totally gonna wear it.
like
Word
for
of
me, I didn't read the comic first.
Mm.
I was introduced to TMNT through the cartoon, and so I liked it. Right,
Yeah.
and then I actually read the comic. I was like, oh, this is totally different. This is like gritty. This is like
Yeah.
violent. This is, and they all used to wear the red mask.
Mhm.
So there wasn't different color differentials. The reason why they had to do that is because they wanted to market it for toys.
Yeah.
And so you can't have Raphael, Michelangelo, and all those guys wearing red because all you have to do is just buy one,
And
And you
get
got
all the
them all.
different weapons.
right? And so you have to actually buy. So all the color change for their mask came because of the toy and merchandise. But for me, it was totally different from the comic and the cartoon. But at the same time, I think, I mean, like you said, they needed to do that. They had to make it more kid friendly,
Mm.
and that was fine with me because it made it so that Eastman and Laird got credit and money, because you can get credit but not money, but credit and money for their property, and so I was okay with it. So a little bit off subject again because that's what we do here. My nephew had I think fourth birthday, and one of my friends, Joe Gonzalez, he's actually one of those guys that are in the suits that they make, and he was I think Donatello because he's the tallest one,
Mhm.
and he actually got into the suit. I mean, we're talking full on like almost not quite because it was a kids party, but almost like screen quality, and like my nephew and all his friends were like, oh my god, I can't believe we have a Ninja Turtle here.
Yeah.
And they were like tripping out. And of course there's that one kid, it's not real. He's like, really? And so my friend Joe is like, really? He starts doing with the bow staff and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And then the kid was just like, oh, you are real, and it was so like just that happy face. And but yeah, so that's my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
So yeah, no problem with the cartoon or
I didn't because I started off with the cartoon.
cartoon first. Yeah.
I think if I would have gone the opposite direction, where I started off with the grittiness of it,
Mhm.
in the actual comic books, the original, then I would have been like,
You've been like me.
yeah, I would have been like, yo, what is this stuff? what's this cookie cutter stuff? But again, like it's kind of like Walking Dead, right? If they made Walking Dead into a cartoon and didn't show the grittiness of Walking Dead in the
comic
comics,
book.
it wouldn't make sense. But if you saw the cartoon first and then go to the comic, then you'd be like, oh wow, this is like crazy and totally different.
Mhm.
But I enjoy the
A lot of
cartoon.
people can't handle the transition though on
That is
Walking
true.
Dead, so that's why they've lost so much viewership.
Yeah.
Like people were pissed off about this episode, bad, and everybody's like, it's in the comic. It could have been way worse.
It could have been way worse. But also in the comic, certain characters got killed off in that scene that they didn't get killed off in the show.
Yeah.
Like totally different characters got killed
So
off.
the scene we're talking about, can I say it? Because it's spoiled.
Well, it's been out there.
In the comics, they put, I think it was 8 people's heads on a pike.
Mhm.
And like at least half of them were main characters. So on the TV show, they put 10 people's heads on a pike, and 3 of them
Were the mains.
were main characters. But it could have been worse because like Ezekiel was saved. He got
Right.
killed in the comic.
So I mean, when Enid, I thought she's a cute one. You know, she's so cute. And she got
Yeah.
so. Anyway, that's off subject.
Chandler.
Well, first off,
Ninja Turtles.
I have to
Ninja Turtles.
apologize. I stand corrected. The first TV series was in 1987. It's when I looked up IMDb. It had
Movie.
according to the order, they had 1990, and then the 87 was down towards the bottom. Don't ask me why. So that went from 87 to 96. So, you know, so I
that
stand
was a
corrected.
cartoon.
So yeah,
And the
that
movie
was,
came out in
90.
90.
that was the
That's a
cartoons that
classic
came out.
movie.
That movie was
I'm
awesome.
trying to remember my first exposure actually to Mutant Ninja Turtles was the movie, but that came out. I want to say what, late 90s.
I don't know. You had it on.
But that's just it.
I think
I'm
the
looking.
movie was
The movie
I'm
was
not
90.
seeing. I'm looking and I'm not seeing. I'm trying to remember.
1991.
Somewhere
I was
on
in high school.
Let's say 90s, early 90s.
Early 90s. Definitely early.
You know what I did like about the movie is that they didn't make it too campy. They didn't make it
No, they didn't.
too.
Okay, yeah, it
Comic-
was 91. The Secret of the Ooze.
No,
Oh,
that
that's
was
the
part
second
two.
That's Ninja Turtles number 2.
Oh my goodness!
Just take our word for it.
Yeah, just say early. Let's just say early 90s.
So maybe, so it must have been the original that I was looking at, 1990. Yeah. Anyway,
So
but that was my first exposure to it. I did not read the series. I did not watch the TV show or anything like that. So you know,
so the movie was your introduction.
my first introduction to it was the movie.
So how'd you like the movie though? You better say it was a classic that deserves Oscar
Did you see
after
the movie
Oscar.
when
after-
it came out, or did you see it later on?
No,
Yeah.
I saw it when it came out. I saw it when it came out because I lived the life of, or at least back then, Friday was movie night. I still kind of do
It's
that.
date night.
Yeah, it's it was cute. I mean, needless to say, you talk about technology and what was available back then versus what's available today. Totally different.
I'm actually glad though that it was made back then.
It
Yeah,
was
'cause
very
CGI
campy.
would be
It was very
awful.
campy, and from that respect, I was able to have a good time with it because I guess because I knew it was going to be campy just from the look of it, I did not expect much. So it was just go to to me it was let's go to the movies and let's have a good popcorn fun.
You're
movie.
ruining our childhood here.
I know. Well,
How am I
you
ruining the
know,
childhood?
the thing is like
I didn't think it was campy.
during the movie,
Mhm.
like especially back when I was a kid, I was like kind of emotional because knowing the fact that Raphael and Leonardo, because Leonardo's the leader,
Mhm.
and he was my boy, and the dynamic between him and Raphael being the bad boy, and then when Raph got beaten up and had to go into rehab, in the farm area, and they still had that brotherly love.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So even though it's a campy, comical movie, it still touched on like the reality of relationships between brothers.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Anyway, that's my take.
Hey,
What?
what else? Do you have anything to add?
Who's your favorite Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yes.
Michelangelo, of course. You?
Mine was Donatello.
Because he was the more mechanical guy.
Well, no, because so at the time I was studying Kung Fu. And the first weapon that I learned was a staff, so.
The bow staff. Okay. Chandler?
Shredder.
There's only 4 choices.
Did Shredder die like in the comics? Like
Yeah.
like the first issue?
Shredder was the antagonist.
I get it, but we're talking about the turtles. I didn't say who's your favorite Shredder.
I liked Michelangelo because he was goofy. Wasn't he the ladies' man?
See, the thing is, he was,
think
And
so.
the
he was a ladies' man.
pizza. He was
but
obsessed
also,
with pizza.
like, what's his name? Splinter
Mhm.
actually told, in the comics, of course, told Leonardo that Michelangelo is actually the best one of all of you. He's the most skilled. He's the most dominant one that he could be. But because he's such a crazy, he just don't care. He just wants to have fun. That's why everybody thinks he's stupid. But technically, he's the best one out of all of you. He could kill all of you if he wanted to.
If I choose one of the turtles, then it has to be Raphael.
Raphael, the red. That's a good one.
Did we all pick a different one?
Yeah, I think we did.
We all did. Yay!
13.
So you know what we're gonna be for Halloween, right?
Maybe you.
All I gotta do is just shave my head. And
Well, we
put
can
on
go get
paint
the
my face
outfits
green.
in Boulder City.
I know, right?
Oh my god! So actually, there's this guy. I can't remember his name because it's an odd name. So it has Z's and B's all over it. He actually does the recreation ones, but they're kind of like I said. My friend Joseph does it, and they go to conventions and they're actually performing on stage with Vanilla Ice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like doing the
Because
whole
the Go Ninja.
Go Ninja, like that kind of stuff. And so we can actually. I mean,
That was part
I don't
two.
think we're gonna fit them, but
That was part 2, right?
No, we
Yeah.
should totally do that.
By the way, Kevin Nash was the one who played Splinter in that movie. Just saying.
Splinter or Shredder.
Or Shredder. I'm sorry.
Shredder, yes. So Kevin Nash played Shredder. That's crazy. Oh,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
I can't believe we all picked 4 different characters. That's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, that is it for our top 3 topics of the day. When we get back, we're gonna wrap up the show. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. Geeked Out right here on Deftal Radio. So we have WonderCon this weekend in Anaheim.
Yep.
We are what? Artist Alley booth.
F39.
LFDF Comics, myself, Free, Jeremy Lassner, and I believe Jay will
Jay Savage will make an appearance,
make an appearance.
and walk away and never be seen until we have to leave and get home.
What do you guys have? Oh, so you got work stuff to do this weekend.
So I'm training at a new
Training.
bar, and it's actually a tiki bar. And I
Is
was told that the same person that designed this designed the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World.
It looks
Oh,
like
are
it.
you
Disneyland.
serious?
Yeah,
I've been in there. That place is awesome because they like in the back they have a
Where is it?
at the Golden Tiki.
No, but where is it?
Spring Mountain.
Spring Mountain and where?
It's in Chinatown.
So if you're in Las Vegas, just GPS.
Yeah.
Go to the
Spring Mountain, Valley View, I think it is,
Thank
or
you.
Arville.
But
Something
I'm
like
training that, and then yeah. I mean, I went to an audition. I got a bunch of stuff. Trying to get my life together.
right?
Oh,
Trying
man,
to get
you're
that
like-
hustle.
that. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So again, the Tiki Bar was designed by the same guy who did.
The Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
Now it makes sense because I went to the back of that place and there's a skeleton pirate.
There's a bunch of stuff.
There's a bunch of cool stuff in there. So guys, check it out. Golden Tiki. You might even see her there. So
right.
Chandler, what do you got this weekend?
And bottles.
I'm going to be at WonderCon also.
What's your
WonderCon?
booth?
We're going to be in booth 2248.
2248.
2248.
That's
Guys,
when.
get your
that's when.
CGC
And,
stuff done.
But then I will be all over the place.
He's going to be at F39, and he's going to be doing a lot of interviews.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I'm gonna try and grab my friend Tommy Walker with me too. So
I'm going to try and get some sleep while I'm there. Dude, Friday, I don't have to be there on Friday because my table time is Saturday and Sunday.
oh yeah.
So I'm going to be walking around on Friday talking to different publishers and see if I can get
Yeah, excuse me. We're going to be
Excuse me,
walking around
too far?
Friday. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get
We-
what we're going to be doing.
We are going to be walking around
We.
on Friday. trying
Too
to
bad
get
I
to work,
can't put this camera on a little thing because then you guys can just walk around with it.
Right? Just walk around with
Yeah, that would be awesome. So
it. We're going to miss you, by the
Set
way.
it up.
yeah.
I
Let's set
know.
it up.
Well, I'll have to go to a con together sometime.
That would be great. We got to go to a con together. We got to take a road trip out to Boulder Highway to go to
Boulder City.
Boulder City.
Tom Devlin's Monster Museum.
Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. That would be kind of cool. We actually got to do a show at Celestial Comics. We've never done a show at Celestial Comics, and we should really do one there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you know what? We shouldn't do like a full-on show. We should just do one of those. We'll bring
Yeah, like
a nice
5 minute
camera and then
Yeah.
just walk around the store. You know, show off all the cool stuff. And
Right, bring my comic, put it on the shelf,
I know.
pretend it's there.
yeah, mine too.
Geeked out on the road.
Geeked out road trips.
Yeah, you guys need to film a
Where you
segment
going?
this weekend.
Uh-oh. Freeze up to something.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that, guys! Pick up my book. It's coming out, or it's already out. It's gonna be
Very
on
cool. Very cool. Very cool.
This is going to be at WonderCon.
WonderCon table F39,
Yes.
Artist Alley.
Do I get an autographed copy?
You will get an autographed copy.
All right.
See, we're all reading. Anyways,
Right?
that's it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the alarm button, and so you can see our show here every week. I'm your man, JQ. This is Free. That's Chandler.
Yo.
And this is the lovely Megan.
Hey, guys.
We are out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your man JQ, Geeked Out, right here on Deftal Radio. If you want to get more content from us, better make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't know what this.